Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are good. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss a problem on a stiffness method for non-sway frame, right? So this is your problem. We have a frame A, B, C, D, E on which BC span is loaded by UDL having intensity of 40 kilonewton per meter. This AB span is 6 meter, BC span is 6 meter, CD span is 6 meter and your CE span is 4.5 meter. Okay. So our first step is calculation of degree of freedom. We need to find the degree of freedom of this structure. So if you see here at A, it is fixed. So degree of freedom is 0. At D, it is fixed. So degree of freedom is 0. Here it is hinged, right? So at this point, degree of freedom will be 1. Similarly, at C point also degree of freedom will be 1. See, this is hinged and here also it is hinged. So degree of freedom is 1. So if you see here, in this non-sway problem, there are 3 degree of freedom, right? So therefore, the degree of freedom or kinematic indeterminacy Ki or kinematic indeterminacy of the structure is 3 at B, C and E. These are the 3 points where the degree of freedom is there. At B point degree of freedom is 1, at C point degree of freedom is 1 and at E point also degree of freedom is 1. So total degree of freedom is 3. So if the total degree of freedom is 3, it means we can understand the stiffness matrix will be of 3 by 3 order, right? It will be a square matrix, that is 3 by 3. So here degree of freedom is 3. So let's say this is our coordinate number 1. Now I am naming the coordinates. Like, let me remove this first. Now I will give the names for the coordinates. This is your E point, right? And this is your hinged. Okay, so now I am giving the names. What are the names of the points? This is your coordinate number 1, let's say, because there is a hinge, this is hinge, so degree of freedom is there at B, so let's take it as point 1. This is at coordinate number 2 and this is at coordinate number 3. So we have marked all 3 coordinates, coordinate number 1, coordinate number 2 and coordinate number 3. B is your coordinate number 1, C is your coordinate number 2 and E is your coordinate number 3. Now we will go for the step number 2. What is our second step? To find fixed end moments, we need to calculate fixed end moments. So fixed end moments, you can see here, MFAB will be equal to MFBA will be equal to MFCD will be equal to MFDC will be equal to MFCE, which will be equal to MFEC, which will be equal to 0 kilonewton meter. Why? Because we can see, sorry, AB span no load is there, CD span no load is there, CE span no load is there. So if no loading condition is there, then fixed end moment will be simply 0 because there is no load. Yeah, for MFBA and BCB, it will be for MFBC. What will be that? UDL is there, right? So UDL left to right minus WL square upon 2L. So if you will calculate it, minus W is 40 into L is 6 square upon 2L, you will get this value as minus 120 kilonewton meter, right? Now similarly MFCB, it will be plus WL square upon 2L. So here if you will calculate, you will get plus 120 kilonewton meter, right? So we will write these two values here. This is your at this point minus 120 and at this point plus 120. Now what we will do the next? Next is we will make the P matrix, right? We need to make P matrix. So how we will make the P matrix? Here we will have 3 P values, right? P1, P2 and P3. P1, P2 and P3. P1 at 1, how we will calculate P? the moment on the right plus moment on the left. Here nothing is there means 0. So 0 plus minus 120, it will be 0 plus minus 120. So it will be minus 120 kilonewton meter. Right? Now P2 plus 120 and here nothing is there, right? So plus 120 plus 0, which is equal to plus 120 kilonewton meter. Now P3 at this point, on right also nothing is there, on left also nothing is there, no moment is there. So P3 is simply 0. So we have calculated, we have found out our P matrix, which is minus 120, 120 and 0. This is our P matrix, right? Now we will go for the next step. Okay, so next step is calculation of elements of stiffness matrix. So that is your step number 3. Step 3, elements of stiffness matrix. Okay, so first what we will do, applying unit rotation at 1. So if you will apply the unit rotation at 1, what will be the figure? You can see here, we will draw the figure also at this point. This is your frame, right? This is your frame. This is your fixed, this is also fixed. This is your first coordinate, this is your second coordinate, and this is your third coordinate, that is A, B, C, D, E. Now what we will do, see at one point, first coordinate, if you are giving the unit rotation, so this you can see this is a joint which is connected to two members, that is BC and BA. So obviously the deflection will be on the both members, BC member as well as BA member. So we will have this BC, so this will be the deflected shape, right? So this will be deflected like this. So now you can see here, if you want to find the stiffness matrix for this BC member and BA member, so what will happen? Now this B is your joint, so for BC, what will be the stiffness at this point? That will be 4EI upon L. For BA also, what will be the stiffness at B? That will be 4EI upon L, right? Now, the stiffness on the other support, other end. If here, because we are giving the unit rotation at B, so obviously here the stiffness will be 4EI upon L. For BC also, for BA also. Now, if you want to calculate a stiffness at 2 due to rotation at 1, so this is the far end, right? Another end. So here it will be 2EI, half of that 4EI by L, that is 2EI by L. Similarly, here also this is 4EI by L. So at this point, it will be 2EI by L. Now we can calculate K11, K12 and K13 value. K11 means giving unit rotation at 1 and calculating a stiffness at 1. So if you are calculating a stiffness at 1, you can see here at 1, 2 stiffnesses are there, right? We can easily see here there are 2 stiffnesses at B. First joint, that is 4EI by L and 4EI by L for this span and for this span. So it will be 4EI by L plus 4EI by L, right? So it will be 4EI. If you talk about BC span, the span is also 6 meter. For AB also the span is 6 meter, right? So our span of this BC and AB is same. So 4EI by 6 plus 4EI by 6. So if you will calculate it, you will get 4EI by 3. Okay. Now coming to K12. Now coming to K12. K12 means giving unit rotation at 1 and calculating a stiffness at 2. So you can see here we have already given that value. What is that? 2EI by L. Because if you are giving unit rotation at 1, what will be the stiffness at 2? It will be 2EI by L. Half of the stiffness at B. So 2EI by L. 2EI and L span is again 6. So if you will calculate, you will get EI by 3. Now coming to K13. So if we will see here K13, giving unit rotation at 1 and calculating the stiffness at 3. So see here, if you are giving unit rotation at 1, what is the deflection at this third point stiffness? Nothing. There is no effect on this third coordinate, if we are giving unit rotation at this point, there is no effect on this third point, third coordinate. So obviously this stiffness will be 0. So this is your first K11 we have calculated with K11, K12 and K13 value. K11 is nothing, a stiffness at 1. First means giving unit rotation, means we are giving at unit rotation at 1. So K1, 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 and then K11 means unit rotation at 1 and calculating a stiffness at 1. Here unit rotation at 1, calculating a stiffness at 2. Here you applying unit rotation at 1 but calculating a stiffness at 3. Now next we will apply unit rotation at 2, applying unit rotation at 2. Okay, now we are giving unit rotation at 2. So obviously we will see the figure. This is your figure diagram, right? So now we will apply the rotation at 2. So what will happen if you are applying the rotation at 2? This is your second coordinate, this is your first coordinate, this is your third coordinate. So if you are giving unit rotation at this point, so this joint is connected to 3 members. This is your A, this is B, this is C, this is D, and this is your E. Obviously this is connected to 3 members. What are that 3 members? That 3 members are CB, CD and CE. So these 3 members, obviously the deflection will be in all 3 members because we are giving unit rotation at this second point. So deflection will be like this, right? First member, this is your first member, this will be your second member, and this will be your third member. Okay, so there are 3 deflections here if we are applying unit rotation at 2. So what will happen now? For stiffness, see, 3 spans are there. So for CE span at 2, the stiffness will be 4 EI by L. For CB span at 2, the stiffness will be 4 EI by L, right? And at C, for CD span, the stiffness will be 4 EI by L. Similarly, now if the 4 EI by L is at second, so at third, half of this, it will be 2 EI by L. For which span? CE span. For CB span, here it is 4 EI by L, so half of this will be at this point, so 2 EI by L. Again, at C, for CD span, it is 4 EI by L, so at D, it will be half of this, that is 2 EI by L. Now only we have to consider the length, G. 4 EI by L, 2 EI by L, because EI is constant, only we need to see the span, because this span is 4.5 meter and remaining all are 6 meter. So now we are calculating K21. K21 means you giving unit rotation at 2 and calculating a stiffness at 1. So at 1, what is the stiffness? This is 2 EI by L, right? So 2 EI by L span, this CB span is 6. So it will be EI by 3. Okay. Now K22. K22 means we have 3 spans, 1, 2 and 3. So all 3 spans we have the value 4 EI by L, 4 EI by L and 4 EI by L. So we need to add these 3. So 4 EI by L for this CB, L is 6 plus 4 EI by L for CE, it is 4.5. So 4 EI by 4.5 plus 4 EI by L for this CD, it is L again 6. So if you will calculate it, you will get 20 EI by 9. Now K23. K23 means giving unit rotation at 2 and finding a stiffness at 3. So what will be the stiffness at 3? Already I have written here, it is 2 EI by L. So 2 EI by L, span is 4.5, right? So if you will calculate it, you will get K23 value as 4 EI by 9. So already we are calculating, already we have calculated the stiffnesses due to giving unit rotation at 2. Now our third point, because we have 3 points, right? So applying unit rotation at 3. Now we will apply the unit rotation at 3. So what will happen? Let's draw the figure. This is your second coordinate, this is your first coordinate, and this is your third coordinate. Now we need to apply unit rotation at this point. So this point is connected to only one member, right? If you will name it A, B, C, D, E. Only one member, that is EC member. So already it will deflect, right? So let's say this will deflect like this. So only the deflection will be in CE member. So now here if you want to calculate K31, K32 and K33. K31 applying unit rotation at 3. What is the stiffness at 1? There is no effect on this first point, so obviously it will be 0. Now K32, if you are applying here, so if you are applying here, so at this point the stiffness will be 4 EI by L, and on the other side automatically it will be half of this, that is 2 EI by L, right? So at K32 it will be 2 EI by L, 2 EI, and L span is 4.5. So if you will calculate it, you will get 4 EI by 9, right? Now coming to K33. K33 we have 4 EI by L because only one span is there, so 4 EI by L. So 4 EI by L span is 4.5. If you will calculate it, you will get 8 EI by 9. Now we have calculated with all the stiffness elements, that is applying unit rotation at 1, applying unit rotation at 2, and applying unit rotation at 3. Now we will combine each and every value and we will make a stiffness matrix. So let's see what is our stiffness matrix now. So if you will see, stiffness matrix will be K11, K12, K13. This will be your K21, K22, K23. Here it will be K31, K32 and K33. Already these all values we have calculated. Now we will put this value in this and we will form a matrix. So our stiffness matrix will be, if we will take EI by 9 as constant outside, then it will be 12, 3, 0, 3, 24, now 0, 4, 8. So this is our stiffness matrix. Now we have calculated with this stiffness matrix. So we will go for the step number 4, that is calculation of displacement. So if we get the displacement, then we can calculate the final moments, right? So we will go for the step number 4 now. Step 4, finding displacement. Finding displacement. Okay, so now we will find the displacement. What is our equation? Stiffness matrix equation, P is equal to K into displacement. Now we have this P matrix, we have this K matrix. Now only we need to find the values, elements of this D matrix. P matrix we have P matrix as minus 120, plus 120, 0, which is equal to K matrix we have EI by 9 as constant, so EI by 9 outside. Okay, inside it is 12, 3, 0, then 3, 24, now it is 0, 4, 8 into 3 displacement D1, D2, D3, because we have 3 degree of rotation in degree of freedom here, right? So D1, D2, D3. If we make the equations, what will be the equation? You can see here 12 D1 EI by 9 outside. So okay, EI by 9 outside. Now 12 into D1, 12 D1 plus 3 into D2 plus 0 into D3. So 0 D3. Obviously it will be 0 only, which will be equal to minus 120. Similarly, EI by 9 outside. Here it will be 3 D1 plus 20 D2 plus 4 D3 is equal to 120. This is your second equation. This is your first equation, and third equation is EI by 9 into 0 into D1. This is 0 only, right? Plus 4 D2 plus 8 D3, which is equal to 0. This is third equation. If you will solve this in your calc, you will get D1, D2, 3 value as D1 value you will get 109.565 upon EI. This D2 value you will get minus 78.261 upon EI, and this D3 value you will get as 39.130 upon EI. See here, we have named 1, 2, 3. This is your nothing theta B, because at B point only we have given coordinate 1. This is your theta C, because at C point only we have given second coordinate, and this is your theta E, because at E point only we have given third coordinate, right? So we have calculated theta B, theta C, theta E, or we can say D1, D2, D3. By using these 3 values, we will calculate the final moments. Now next step, that is your final step, step number 5. Step 5, we will go for final moments, calculation of final moments. Okay, so now final moments, we know the formula of final moments, how to calculate. If you are calculating of MAB, the final moment formula will be MFAB, fixed end moments of AB, plus 2EI upon L into 2, first is A, so 2 theta A, plus second is B, so it will be theta B. And if you will calculate, if you will put each and everything, because we don't have theta A value, we have only theta B, theta C and theta E values we got, right? So except this theta A, theta D, these two values will be 0. So this is simply 0 only, right? MFAB is also 0, as we have calculated. MFAB value is also 0. So simply 2EI by L. L will be for AB span, and we'll put the theta value, we will get 36.522 kilonewton meter. Similarly, we will go for the other moments like MBA. For MBA, it will be MFBA plus 2EI by L into 2 theta B. First is B, so 2 theta B plus theta A. If you will put all these values, you will get 73.043 kilonewton meter. Next, MBC. If you want to calculate MBC, MFBC plus 2EI upon L into 2 theta B plus theta C, because second is C. So theta C, it will be minus 73.043 kilonewton meter. Similarly, MCB, now you can calculate this value, MCB, MCD, MDC, MCE and MEC. You can MFCB plus 2EI by L into theta 2 theta C plus theta B, and the value will be for MCB, the value is 104.348 kilonewton meter. Next, coming to MCD, it will be MFCD plus 2EI upon L into 2 theta C plus theta D. If you will calculate, you will get minus 52.174 kilonewton meter. Next, MDC. So this will be MFDC plus 2EI upon L into 2 theta D, because here it first thing is D. So plus theta C. If you will put all this value, you will get minus 26.087 kilonewton meter. Next, MCE. So MFCE plus 2EI upon L into 2 theta C plus theta E. If you will calculate, put all these values, you will get minus 52.174 kilonewton meter. And the last one is MEC, that is MFEC plus 2EI upon L into 2 theta E plus theta C. If you will put all these values, you will get it as 0. Okay, so we have calculated all the things, all the fixed end moments, final moments, sorry. Now by using this, you can draw the bending moment diagram also. Okay, so these are the 5 steps that we need to follow when we are going for the any problem on stiffness matrix. Okay, so this was the problem that was non-swept problem. We considered it as a simple continuous beam only. Okay, so these are these final moments. So for any analysis of any problem by using a stiffness matrix, first step is find degree of freedom. Second step is fixed end moment. Third step, you will calculate the elements of stiffness matrix. Fourth step, we will make that find that displacements by using a stiffness matrix method, stiffness matrix equation, and then fifth one is final moments. Okay, so thank you, students.